Tonight, 84-year-old Andrew Lester is out of jail after turning himself into police today after being charged with first-degree assault and armed criminal action in the shooting of 16-year-old Ralph Yarl. And today, the family of the teen speaking publicly about that shooting. Yarl is at his Kansas City, Missouri home tonight recovering from gunshot wounds to his head and arm. And investigators say Lester opened fire on Yarl when the teen went to the wrong house by mistake to pick up his younger brothers. Today, Yarl's aunt talked about her nephew's recovery.
Ralph is just taking it day by day. He is healing. He is trying to make sense of something that seems to be really senseless right now.
Yarl's family says they are shocked Lester is not facing more serious charges. In a separate incident in upstate New York, 20-year-old Kaylin Gillis was killed when authorities say she also mistakenly showed up at the wrong home while driving with friends in a rural area. In that case, 65-year-old Kevin Monahan is facing a second-degree murder charge. He will have a court appearance in the coming days. Well, with both of those shootings happening at someone's home, it brings up the question of self-defense and stand your ground.
And when does someone have the right to use force in this type of situation here in North Carolina? Jamice Price has been looking into that question. She joins us live from Raleigh with what she was able to find out tonight. Hi, Jamice.
Hi, Lauren. North Carolina's variation of the stand your ground law is an extension of the Castle Doctrine used in most self-defense cases, but legal experts say many people aren't clear about this law.
It's the latest case that's gripped the nation. A white Kansas City man is claiming he feared for his life when a 16-year-old black teen mistakenly appeared on his doorstep. Police say 84-year-old Andrew Lester shot Ralph Yarl twice after he rang the doorbell at the wrong home while attempting to pick up his twin brothers. The shots came from behind a glass door.
If those facts were presented in North Carolina, that would not justify the stand your ground aspect of self-defense.
North Carolina is one of nearly 30 states that has a variation of a stand your ground law, and it extends to public places. North Carolina Central University professor Irv Joyner says there's a lot of misunderstanding about the law.
Stand your ground is a part of the self-defense where a person reasonably believes that they are in serious danger of bodily injury or death. It does not mean that the person is able to use fatal force just because they are in fear.
Joyner says in the case of Lester and Yarl, the imminent danger component is missing.
You have a whole door separating you from the person, and that person has done no more than ring the bell. The reasonable person would not feel under those circumstances that they were in imminent danger of anything.
Defense attorney Ossie Jackson sat down with Eyewitness News and explained the other side of the law from the person who's presenting the alleged threat.
That person then can rebut that presumption by saying, hey, you know, I gave up on the fight. I was trying to get away and leave, you know. So at that point, then you don't have a right to run after them and stab them or either shoot them in the back when they're on the way out.
So here's another point to the stand your ground debate. A recent study found that stand your ground laws are linked to an 11% increase in firearm-related homicides. The study looked at data from 41 states, including North Carolina. In Raleigh, Jamice Price, ABC 11 Eyewitness News.